Okay, so let's go ahead and pull our data. We go to, of course, enrollments and then basic search. Click on that if you need to sort by your teacher, if you have more than one teacher in your teaching your class. And then I always check the term to make sure it's FBS Spring 2023. And then you want to customize your columns, which I know we all know how to do, but I want to make this so that I can share this for a while. So always want to make sure you include phone call attempted, in person, meet the teacher indicator, meet the teacher, MTTC, grade, and last activity. Let me go ahead and save that. And then, so those are set. Then I'm going to go ahead and click here on Export to Excel. And then I'll open that. And I went ahead and I took my student names out so that we can share this. So then I go to the top, click on Home, click on Data, and then click Filter. And then that'll give you the drop-down arrows for each column. So first, I want to go ahead and look at the first group that I don't have to call. I click largest to smallest on percent complete, and then I'm going to highlight that data of all the hundreds that I don't need to talk to, and then click that green. And then I go to the students that are corresponding to those hundreds, and you'll see why later, and make that green. Okay, so next I'm going to look, I can look at meet the teacher indicator. That's a yes or a no, and then you can click A to Z, and that'll bring up if there were any no's. There aren't, so I'm going to go ahead and hide that. Meet the teacher, if there were any that I had done within the period. For this example, we're looking at March 1st through the data pulled on April 5th, but I would go to newest, and then any that fall in that time period, I could go ahead and with the meet the teacher newest total, I could go ahead and I've got one actually there, so I'll put that green, make this green. That was one I did today, and then that'll give me another green student. So next I can go to phone calls attempted, and so for this example, this is the mid-month check. So phone call attempted are included and do count. So I'm going to click newest to oldest, and then I'm going to do my whole grab and highlight all the way down to the last date that we're pulling from, which is 3/1. Make that, I'm going to change that to blue, and then the corresponding students. Let me see, from this row up, I'm going to make blue. Those are the students that I attempted to call, but I couldn't get a hold of them. Then I'm also, and you can do these in any order, but then I'm going to look at failing grade, smallest to largest, and go all the way down to the last one, and I'm going to highlight that in red. Those are students that need calls, so I'll go down to the red, pull this, click, and then draw up this time to get to the last one at the top, highlight in red. Then I can look at excuse me, I can look at last activity. So last activity, oldest to newest, and for this example, for the 20th, I would go back to right before the 13th, so the 12th. So I'd go click last activity, oldest to newest, click on 118, and then draw it down to 312. I'm going to color code those red. There we go. Highlight in red. Go to the last one. Come over here, number 70, and then draw it up so that I'm highlighting those students that haven't logged in for 7 days. Click red. Okay. So now let's see what I have done. So I can hide this. I'm done with that column. So let's do phone calls. So newest to oldest. Grab that top one. Go all the way down to March 1st. And so that'll be, I'm going to make these green because these mean that I don't need to call these students because they've already been called. And then I will go to the corresponding student here. Let's see, bring this over and then draw it all the way up to the first one. And so that will be all the ones that I have. Give it green. And then the last column I'm going to look at is in person, which I don't do a lot of those. But I got 2 here. Color code those green. They're both already color coded green. So then I can look, you can sort it however you want to now. So then I can look at grades, but I'm going to look for this mid-month PCA's count, but I'm going to sort here by color and go by red. So these red down to 34, that's what I need to call before before the next poll, which is our polls are on Wednesday now. And then after Wednesday till the end of the month, we're also converting those PCAs to phone calls, so I can sort also by blue. Those are PCAs, and then that'll show which ones I need to call. So I would start with the blue and the red, and that would be starting after the Wednesday's poll, where we're looking for 90% mid-month, including PCAs, and then our goal is 80% by the end of the month, 80% actual contact, phone calls or in-person or Teams meetings by the end of the month, 80% of those, because you can't always get everybody. So I hope that helped. Would love to see how you do yours.